Hey folks, it's ioEther. I'm back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Ashton Shigar in his Tier 9 British heavy tank, the Conqueror. And this is a Tier 9 game on Sand River. Now this is actually mostly a Tier 8 game with just a few Tier 9s in it. And this should be one game that Ash should be able to dominate in. Unless of course he sucks. But really, this is Ashton we're talking about. So this should be a stellar game. So before we get started, as always, if you want to support the channel, one of the best ways you can do so is by hitting that like button or just telling all your friends and clanmates, especially after you see this game. Again, this is Ash saying it in. He doesn't send me anything but like his best. So this should be a stellar game, and everybody should want to see this, really, right? You want to see what a Conqueror can do? Watch this game. I bet you it will tell you exactly what a Conqueror can do. Also, I should talk about this before we get too far into this. If you want to ammo rack a Conqueror, that's it right there. Yes, it's on the front. No, I don't know why, and yes, you should shoot it. Cool. Now, we're just going to get into this game. Now, this is a encounter battle. Ooh, I didn't know Ash had encounters turned on. It's kind of cool. I personally hate these because it requires teamwork, and, well, teams are teams. I shot into the side of that Panther too, aiming for the weak spot, even though that weak spot was very tiny. It was weaker than the front of his tank, and so that's, of course, where he aimed. And then the Panther's just going to give us his side again. Why not? As he backs off, gets shot by the I-6, and he's going to return... No, he's not. Technically, he returned fire, but it didn't actually do anything, so we're not going to count it as return fire. Unfortunately, gun didn't reload in time. But, I mean, if the I-6 is just going to push over the ridgeline without, trying to conceal himself, Ash is just going to shoot him in the side. Or the lower glacis, sorry. Not the side. That's a shot through the side. This guy just wants to die. And Ash is going to oblige. Now they track with his tank up in the air. Ash actually retracts him. He was aiming for a shot through the drive wheel and just missed it. Fortunately, he does still get the tracking damage, and then he just takes out the little engine that could, because that name, though. Firing on the... Nope, chooses not to pick on the KV-4. He's using the turret of the tank to his best of his ability. Now, currently, enemies are only seeing this part up here, which is nigh on impenetrable when you're down below the tank. Shooting up at this thing is really hard to pen that thing. Well, if KV-4 is going to give us his side, then Ash is again just going to put a shot straight through there. And you can see he's aiming for weak points. Even though he has a big enough gun, he should be able to pen that KV-4 from the front. So when he's shooting again weak spots, he's still aiming for weak spots. He's still aiming for tracks and drive wheels, hoping to immobilize his targets so that the rest of his team can do some damage too, and he'll get more damage by extension. So if his team does damage, he gets half of that gold, half of those credits, half of that experience, if he's the one that tracked him. So he's aiming for the tracks, he's aiming for drive wheels in an attempt to get more damage just for the same amount of effort. And you can see him at 49, wasn't expecting Ash to be on the ball, never mind hit him, and then set up shots for the rest of his team. This shot on the Super Pershing is going to be really hard, and he elects not to take it at all, though he does. Oh, he misses the T-49. We're getting a little bit of frame lag. I'm wondering what that's from, because the FPS is off the charts up here at the top. So I don't know if you guys are seeing any lag. I don't know what that's from. I'm definitely seeing lag. Shoots the Ferdinand inside because the Ferdinand is tunnel visioning right now, and it's just the side of that tank is completely open and ready to get shot, and then shooting it in the lower plate because why not? Now, through making sure he's not the first target everybody sees, and through paying attention, Ash has actually racked up 4,500 damage without taking more than a couple of shots. Now he's up against a Minnie Mouse, but it's not really up against Minnie Mouse because Minnie Mouse isn't paying him any attention. He does not have gold loaded. He doesn't even hit that, so he definitely doesn't go through. He is now starting to focus on the Minnie Mouses, but he really does need to take the soup pushing. Sorry. Before he can do anything else. And actually, no. He's going to focus on this E1. E1's out in the open. There's no reason for him to not focus on him. E1's now looking at us, and the first damage of the game happens just then as the E1 takes a snapshot. Where did that go through? Through our side right there. As the sides of the Conqueror are like butter, anything and everything will go through them. And some things will damage your armor rack or set you on fire through them. But that's okay. This E1 is reloading right now. This is why he's shimmying back and forth and just basically trying to stay out of sight. But Ash is not fooled, and he's not going to be moving or concentrating on anything else until the E1 is dealt with. Yep. See, he's still worried about that E1. E1 actually can take him apart if he lets the E1. But the Minnie Mouse can definitely do the same, so he's got to think about the fact that he's got one on his flank, and he's got to not let that E1 have side shots on him, so that's why he's backing up. He's putting himself in a better position, and is going to force that E1 to come over a ridge, or he's going to try and put shots through the front of that Minnie Mouse's turret. If he can hit the flat, unangled side or unangled cheeks of that turret, he should be able to go through with some gold, which he has loaded now. Up until now, he's been firing only standard ammo. Though, if they can't reset the cap in the next 25 seconds, all this may be for naught. He's actually leaving it to his team to reset the cap, while he focuses on the Minnie Mouse. And he's definitely keeping an eye on this bat chat, because he expects that bat chat to come over that rise at any moment. His team definitely makes it to the cap in force and get the reset. And Ash is over 5,000 damage so far. How much you want to bet he wants to get into 6k damage club this game? But we'll have to see if he gets there. He hasn't actually had a target in a while that he's been able to pen. Ooh, the bat chat was in the open for a second there, but not long enough to put a shot into him. Shot into the E1 goes up high because his gun depression didn't allow the gun to point down far enough, and Ash went forward, the gun went up, and, well, Ash fired into the sky because he, well, made a mistake. It happens. As much as Ash is amazing, it still happens. We're going to speed this up a touch because the Conqueror isn't as fast uphill as we would like, and it could be a while otherwise. E1 is actually side-scraping really effectively. Ash is just going to come over this hill when the guy can't defend himself and finish him off. The bat chat is nowhere to be found, obviously having slipped away, most likely up and over this hill and back down this way. Possibly going to come around from behind and try and pick off our weaker members of the team. But Ash doesn't care about that right now. In fact, he's just going for the Minnie Mouse head on. Yeah, look at that. Our ST-A1 just got taken out. Bat chat must be back here somewhere. AMX 50 100 going down too. Oh, there's the bat chat. Must have slipped around this way. And in fact, it's been sniping. Okay, so now there's only 2 V2. A second ago it was a 4-on-2. This is bad. This is not how you want a game to go, by the way. He's got to take out that bat chat as soon as he can. Nope, that missed. Unfortunately, hitting a bat chat on the move once, going full tilt. And especially when you can't see it through trees is more difficult than you want it to be. And it's much more difficult when every enemy tank is invisible. Now the friendly on the team will be a help, but I just realized these guys are within 2 points of the same health. This is a very interesting phenomena that has happened up here. This would be a good time to get a shot on that bat chat. But you feel like the bat chat's just baiting for the Minnie Mouse, right? That's what I feel like. So now, ooh, yep, there's the Minnie Mouse, ready to pounce. Though how a mouse pounces, I don't know, but that's what he was waiting to do. Can we get the shot? Nope, again missing. Again, a premium round just fired out into the ether. Huh, I made a pun. My bad, I should not have said that. Okay, come on. The thing about the Minnie Mouse is if it pushes up too far, all it's going to do is expose its drive wheel and not be able to take a shot at us. We know Ash has been aiming for drive wheels since most of this game. If he gets a chance to shoot the Minnie Mouse in the drive wheel, he's just going to take it out. He's going to pin it in place when it can't do any damage to him, and he's going to hold it there while him and his load take it apart. The light tank is the most dangerous right now, and Ash is pointing that out to his ally. He wants the load to be facing the direction of the light tank, because eventually that guy's going to have to try something. He's going to have to try. If it was me, I'd try and get on one of these back ridge lines where I can spot the load or the Conqueror without getting lit in return, and then pulling back behind out of view range, and then unloading into whoever I could see. And Ash is quickly realizing that exact thing. It looks like he wants to push down onto the Minnie Mouse in such a way that he'd have the advantage. And if he can get down onto the lower ground, it actually gives the Minnie Mouse the advantage, but the Minnie Mouse is actually pushed around, and the logo looks like he's about to be taken out by the bat chat. Is exactly what happens. It goes for the track, misses it, gets hit by the bat chat, and what is the mouse doing? Is he what? He bounced. All he had to do was point that gun straight, fire in here, and not do this. But that he bounced. He didn't put the shot here. He put the shot here, and just ricocheted up and above. Okay, well that is definitely helpful. Well, where's the hole from the bat chat? I can't see the hole from the bat chat. But it's got to be around the back of the tank somewhere. Well, it might be it there. No, it can't be. I don't know. There's a hole from a bat chat around here somewhere. So now it is a tier 9 heavy tank versus a tier 8 light tank. Now the bat chat is on 5 kills. Ash has 3. He's most likely a 2-shot for the bat chat. But at the same time, yeah, yeah, you don't want to mess with this unless you have to. Ash pretty much has to cap at this point in time. He cannot catch the bat chat, so he has to find some way to cap where he's safe from the bat chat spotting him at distance. That means he's got to be behind buildings. He's got to knock down any more buildings. And if knowing the situation the way it's laid out, the best spot is either inside a bush, if you can get a tree knocked down that fits that profile. I don't think that one's big enough, actually. You could be out here in the open, but I wouldn't be. I'd say the best spot for him is tucked in behind this building, with his gun aimed out this way. But we'll see where Ash actually ends up going. He doesn't knock down. Oh, he's sitting. And that's an interesting spot for him to be sitting, because it's not really defensible, and he can actually get spotted via this wheel from a distance away. If he has 6th sense on this thing, which we haven't seen, I don't think he does. If he had Sixth Sense on, I guess this... Oops, I wasn't a fixed camera. My bad. If he had Sixth Sense on this thing, then he could park up in that kind of location and wait till he got spotted and then pull back. And then he'd know approximately where the batch head is. However, without Sixth Sense, he's going to be in more of a... wait a second. There's only a minute left in the game. He can't capture the base in this much time. Enemy Batchat must know that there's going to be a draw unless he goes in. That snapshot, though. He completely surprised him. Caught him by the complete opposite direction. And didn't have time to put in 2 shots from an autoloader into a heavy tank that was facing the wrong way before the heavy tank spun completely around and put a round through a speeding Batchat. That felt anticlimactic, but that was the most... that is the best end to a game I've seen in a long time. That was awesome. And he's got over 6k damage. Beat that. Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, and of course the coveted High Caliber. Wow, that game was intense. That ending, though, the one and only shot he landed on the Batchat is the game-winning shot. Wow. 6,400 damage dealt, 15,000 experience earned. Yeah, he was top tier, but good lord, if he hadn't been there, this would have been a definite loss for his team. As he carried them, he just picked them up and walked across the finish line, dragging his entire team. Good job, sir, making money. And only with a premium account, but still, with as much premium as he had to fire, that was totally worth it. Thankfully, he was running bonuses, so he got the experience he deserved on this game. Good lord, that was an awesome result, and I'm so glad we got to see that. Thank you, Ash, for saying that in. That was beautiful. And thank you, everybody who was watching and supporting the channel. One of the other ways you guys can support the channel is, of course, hitting that like button or pulling your friends in. Good lord, you want to see how Conqueror is played? Show them this, right? Yeah, especially your clanmates. I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much. This is ioEther out.